I'm going to do a Capricorn love reading. I'm going to use my Romance Angel cards. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, the links are down below. Also, take what resonates, leave what does not. If you like the reading, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, as that helps my channel greatly. All right, we have what you may be dealing with here. The conflict is romantic feelings. What do you need to look at? Pay attention to the red flags. And future energies, we have a new love. Very interesting. All right, I'm going to grab some tarot. What's going on with these romantic feelings? Nine of Wands. Well, it definitely has to do with a partnership, right? I almost feel like you're questioning a relationship. I feel like you're you're having some doubts about a relationship. Look at that, the Fool. And my eye was immediately drawn to the new love, because that's a new beginning. Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. I feel like these two. The Magician and the Hangman. Bottom of the deck we have, I feel there's a lot of scattered energy. It's almost like with me trying to do this reading, I feel like it's kind of all over the place. I feel like one moment, like you have these romantic feelings towards a person, and it's like as soon as you start to feel comfortable, then all of a sudden I feel like you start to question things. And I feel like the pay attention to the red flags does not have to do with that person, but it has to do with you. I almost feel like, are you trying to sabotage a new relationship or a current relationship? I feel like is it something that your relationship has gotten to a certain point, and then all of a sudden, because I know some people are afraid of a commitment, and I kind of feel like, is that you? Like, are you afraid to commit to something, and so you find reasons or find things that are wrong with that person? Now, this could be a friend, a family member, it could be a partnership, but I just feel like it has to do with a relationship, and it's like, and it could be a partnership just because we have romantic feelings here and with the new love, but I feel like it's like when you start a new relationship, it's like you get that excitement and you get exhilarated, and you feel like, it's like you're looking for a person, or this person comes in, and then you start this new relationship, and everything is so new and everything is so good, and then it feels so good, and then it's like, oh, okay, well, is this really going to last? And is this person going to, all of a sudden, right? All of these thoughts start coming in, because I feel like you start overthinking everything, and you start, and then I'm looking at him where he's kind of looking battered and beat up, and I feel like, and then he's looking towards the past. So I feel like it's really good to start, and then all of a sudden, like, you start to feel comfortable, or things start to happen, and then all of a sudden you start to look towards the past, and you start thinking, well, is this person going to do this, and is this person going to do that? And so if I create havoc, or I say, I find all of these things that are wrong with this person, then it's like, well, I better leave them now rather than waiting for them to hurt me later. And I honestly feel that these pay attention to red flags, I feel that has to do with you. Are you putting up red flags within yourself, and you're kind of self-sabotaging relationships? And I feel like that's, it's not, we never want to, we don't want to say that it's us, right? But I also feel like in order to give a relationship a chance, or to have that true honesty, is that we have to look at ourselves, and we have to say, well, am I really doing this? Is this really what I'm doing, right? And I kind of feel like you need that time to yourself to really think about that, because over here, for this energy to come in, we have new love, and I almost feel like the relationship works out because you were able to see things from a different perspective, and control more of how you're feeling or how you're reacting, or if you're saying that there's red flags, then why are you saying that? Are there truly red flags, or is it something, red flags within yourself, like you're trying to find red flags? I almost feel like it's like having that patience with yourself to really take that time to yourself and find the truth of the situation. Take some time to yourself, right? Finding the truth of a situation and what's really going on. And I just feel like it's seeing it from a different perspective, that if your relationships are always, they kind of get to a certain point and then they fade or they fizzle, or all of a sudden there's problems, or you feel this fear of feeling trapped if you're in a relationship and you're like, oh my gosh, can I get out? How can I get out? And it's, you feel this sense of confinement. But it doesn't have to do with that person. It has to do with something looking towards your past, right? That subconscious is trying to bring up or trying to stir up for you. Sometimes we don't realize that we're doing that, right? And that we have to look at what are those triggers. That something at certain points in a relationship, do things start to trigger you? And that's what happens here with this Seven of Cups. And I feel like that's something that you need to look at. But I do feel you need some time to yourself, right? Maybe going in that place where you can really think about things and really see your actions, or be alone to explore your feelings with a situation, and to not have distractions around you so you can figure that out. I feel like you're going to find a lot of clarity, and I feel like by looking at that, and I feel like you're going to find that new love, like within yourself, but also your relationships will change, because you'll be able to pick up those habits within yourself when you're like, oh, okay, I'm starting to think about this, so I'm starting to go down this path, so I've got to stop that, right? I've got to rein myself back in, and I've got to turn things around here and not go down that path. And realizing that possibly, are you triggering yourself, or is there something that's triggering within you? All right, I have my Whispers of Love cards here. We have be willing to express love to receive love. And it's like that give and take. And I feel like, are you willing to give love? Are you willing to express love to that other person? Or do you feel that if you do that, that sets you up for vulnerability and that you can possibly get hurt, right? If you're like, well, if I take my walls down, then that opens the door for that person to hurt me, but it also opens the door for that person to love you. And I feel like maybe that's something that you need to look at, is, are you willing to express love? And if you're not, do you have conditions on it, right? Maybe ask yourself that. Is it conditions? We have true love. Look at that. We have new love and true love. This love is once in a lifetime. So I feel like this is a very important relationship for you. And if it hasn't come in yet, then I feel like it's something that maybe you need to explore this within yourself first. That, are you truly ready for a new love, for a new relationship, for a true love, for a strong relationships where you're able to let your guard down, where you're able to let your walls down and let somebody in? Can you really do that? Are you willing to express love and to show that vulnerability to another person? And those can be some really hard, questions to ask, but we have to be real with that, and really be truthful with yourself on how you really feel about that. Are you willing to do that? And if you're not, then that's, you need that time to yourself to explore why or why not. And so that when this person comes in, that you've done that internal work and you're like, okay, I really am ready for a relationship. All right, it's all about seeing things from a different perspective. I love that, Hangman. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.